what did we have to do if we were trying to get somewhere? We either wrote down the directions step by step where we were going, or we were blessed in 2000s with MapQuest. MapQuest was great. You could punch in the destination where you're going, let it know where you're starting. It would print out a whole slew of directions, right? It'd show you turn by turn, you could have an estimate about how long it would take. But then what would happen? Let's say today, when I was coming here from Chicago, I punched in the address here in Arlington Heights, let her know where I was starting, printed out my directions, stapled them together. We're driving out, but I missed where the expressway split, and I accidentally went north on the Edens. I should have stayed on the Kennedy. Now by the time I realized I may have taken a wrong turn, I pull over, say I'm up in Toohey, I pull out my MapQuest directions. Toohey's not even on the directions. So then what happens? Personally, I usually answer something like this, and I get all mad or these other words that come out of my mouth. I shouldn't have done that immediately. Sorry about that. But the point is that even though I did my due diligence, I gathered my data, I was prepared, everything that I had done assumed that my route wouldn't change, and it only gave me directions on where to go accordingly. The beauty about GPS is that once we have a specific goal or a specific destination in the system, now wrong turns, traffic, accidents, misturns, they're much less daunting. They simply cause, we all know what GPS tells us, right? If we miss our turn for a second, GPS won't tell us where to go next. But I want everybody here to say it with me. Because on the count of 3, what happens is the bar will start loading. GPS will tell us that temporarily it's 1, 2, 3, reroute, right? And it gets us back on track. So I may be a couple minutes late to my final destination, but it's much less devastating in the journey that I'm going towards my goal, towards my destination. So personally, where do I choose to focus? Rather than becoming fixated on becoming a chief learning officer. What is the destination that I put in my life's GPS? What is my passion? Why do I do what I do? What is it that guides me? While it has slightly changed over the years, there's been a common theme throughout my life, both my personal and my professional life. My mother tells a story about when I was about 4 years old that was the first time that she realized this. So, not to get into too much detail, but the story goes, I was about 4 years old, we were at a playground, my mother's sitting on a bench reading a book, and I'm playing kickball with some friends. My mother called me over for a minute, and as I was trying to leave, I realized that there was another little boy sitting on the end of the bench, sitting by himself, like sitting on his hands, kicking it around. Smartphones didn't exist, so we had nothing to do. And my mother says I walked over to him. I asked him his name. He said, my name's Timmy. And I said, hi, I'm Jonathan. I then looked around the playground and I said, Timmy, hold on a second, I'll be right back. I then ran over to another little boy that was bouncing a tennis ball off the wall. He was catching it. Walked over to him and said, hey, what's your name? He says, hi, my name's Robert. Robert, I'm Jonathan. Good to meet you. I then bring Robert over to my other little friend and I say, Timmy, this is my friend Robert. Robert, this is my friend Timmy. You guys need to play catch together. Timmy gets all excited, hops off the bench, they tear off across the playground, and I go back to my game of kickball. This passion for helping others and love of seeing people happy has led me down an exciting and a fulfilling career path. One that at its core is helping the people be happy. Currently, as managing director of Perspectives Organizational Consulting Group, I do this by helping organizational leadership make sure that they have the right people in the right place, and that their people are supported by the organization, and have the knowledge and the skills and abilities to be successful in their job. Research shows that when these things are aligned, people are happy, people are productive, and people are engaged. At the Chicago School of Shoemaking, my friend and CEO, Sarah McIntosh, and I, we are driven by the sense of fulfillment and the smiles that we see on our students' faces as they leave our classroom. The smiles that they've left with are due to the fact that our teachers, our instructors, have helped them take a creative idea that's been floating around in the ethos of their brain and turn it into a tangible product that they've made with their own 2 hands. And this laser focus on our students' happiness, guides every single decision or choice that we make as an organization. And the growth that we've experienced year after year since being founded in 2011, that's just a byproduct of this laser focus that we hold every decision up to. As we heard Sarah O'Neill say, thank you, Sarah, for a great introduction too. We heard Sarah say, I've held different positions in different companies throughout my career, but through each one of them, I've had a sense of fulfillment, felt a sense of pride, because at the core, I've been playing a part in helping people be happier. And that is more important to me than the positions I've held, the titles on my business card, or than the company's name that signs my paychecks. So this driving factor is going to look different for each of us. But using the GPS analogy, I now know the single focus motivation is that I put in my GPS that guides my life choices and decisions that I've made throughout my career. Today I ask each of you to spend time preparing for what's to come by clarifying or defining what your motivation is in life. Put this fundamental goal in your life's GPS. Focus on where you're going, not just how it is that you're going to get there. And I promise you, the health challenges, the layoffs, the letters of rejection, the challenges that you're going to face will be much less derailing as your life's GPS temporarily reroutes your path. So to the 2015 graduates of Robert Morris University, and also to the friends and family members in the audience. While today is definitely a day of celebration for what's been done, let's not forget that it is also a day of preparation for what's to come. Just as the road behind us has had its challenges, the road ahead of us is going to as well. So I encourage you, each and every one of you, take time to define your motivation behind your goals in life, and understand that there are multiple paths to getting there if we really stay focused on what it is that drives us through life. And let's live each day like it may be our last. Let's stay cognizant of what and who truly is important. And let our actions daily be aligned with how we want to be remembered once we are gone. Again, I'd like to thank Robert Morris University. I'd like to thank our esteemed graduates. I'd like to thank the friends and family members in the audience. I'd also like to thank my amazing and inspiring beautiful wife over here, Natalie, for the opportunity to share these moments with you. Because if I knew that today, Saturday, November 14th, 2015, was my last day on Earth, I can't think of anything I'd rather do than be here with each of you, sharing some things that can positively impact each of our lives while giving back to an organization that's done so much for me. Congratulations to my fellow Robert Morris University alumni, and I invite each of you here today to join me in living a fully engaged life, a life of purpose, as we daily commit to dream like we will live forever and live like we will die today. All right. Thank you.